welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Oh my gosh. I think we did a pretty darn good job swabbing the deck with those Gith. And then dunking them in the drink and getting rid of them.
Is it Gith or Jith?
Gith.
The creator pronounces it shit.
Do not start with me.
Okay, Rodrigo, what should we start with you?
Yeah, let's play D&D.
Yay!
So, last time...
On Critical Hit.
You guys did do a pretty good job of wiping out a single attack ship of Gith.
Our job is done here.
One down, some number to go.
Some number, indeed. So you guys find yourselves on this little ship. It is very small compared to the Dawn's Arena or other astral ships that you've been on. It's an attack ship, so it's meant to move very fast and not carry a lot of cargo. It also doesn't have any weapons because it assumes that its crew is going to be able to blast whatever with its brain. So there is that. Your buoy is bobbing around next to it. On it are Ket and Stabums. And then on the boat proper are Little Sparkle, Orem, Randa, Sakar, and Shadow the Spirit Eagle.
Can we just take this ship and ram it into another one?
I mean, you could.
We can try.
And then,
How many ships can we see now from where we are?
You can see 6 more.
That is a lot of ships.
Does there seem to be a steering apparatus the way we understand it?
Yep. It kind of has a little covered area where there is kind of a helm type thing, but it's kind of weird. It doesn't really seem like it would have that much ability to steer or the sort of responsiveness that you would need to steer such a fast vessel.
Does it look like some sort of psionic interface?
It might have that, yes. It does seem to have like little crystals attached to it.
Can we point it at another ship and send it going?
You
Sakar
can.
will futz with it.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, I'm bad at these. Sakar will step back and let Randus futz with it.
Yep.
Yes, I would want to see, how difficult would it be to get it full gear, point it at another ship, and hop off onto the buoy?
Well, that might not be too hard. The only problem then would be attracting the attention of 5 other ships while you guys are the
Bailing.
sittingest of ducks in the buoy.
Well, yes.
How far are we from the shore at this point?
Pretty far. This ship was kind of an outlier, probably like holding itself back in reserve or just making like wide attacks to prevent people from like flaying out the sides of the fortress.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still quite a ways away. You've seen these things haul though, and you could make it there pretty fast.
We might want to try to reach the shore and rendezvous with the elves there.
Yeah. So I'm thinking either lash the buoy to the ship and let's get going, or maybe set it a course and then just kind of get in the buoy and use the ship as cover as we make our way to the shore.
The ship moves faster than the buoy, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
By a considerable amount.
Could we bring the buoy, could we have the ship tow the buoy?
Yeah, you could. It's going to slow it down, but yeah.
But even a slowed down version of this ship could arguably be faster than the buoy.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Sound like a plan?
Let's secure the buoy.
All right.
All right. You guys can secure the buoy.
I'm going to grab a line and make a lasso.
Okay.
I'm going to lasso a buoy.
Or you could just hand me the line since I'm still in the buoy.
Okay, you can't ruin all my fun.
I mean, having an actual thing that's tied off is good, just in case we need you to be, I don't know, blasting something while we sail.
Well, he doesn't mean that he would hold it like.
Oh, got it.
He means that I
consistently.
could throw him the rope. We could pull the buoy in and secure it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Fine. We'll do it the boring way. Could have been epic.
I mean, I'm all for the other interpretation where you guys take off and Ket is surfing using the buoy as a board, like not surfing but skiing.
Yeah, Ket and Stavums are going to go water skiing in the back of this thing. It's going to be wonderful.
Sounds fun. Right. Let's not.
So you guys secure the buoy.
Are we actually lashing it to the boat, or is there a way to somehow bring part of it on board, or is it just sort of a...
No, not really.
Hook it up.
This boat has like no room for cargo. You guys basically have to tow it.
So yeah, if it's secure, I'm gonna point the ship that we're on towards the shore and start a putting.
Now, we're not pointing the boat directly at the fortress, right? We're pointing it a little ways away so that they don't
we don't
think
get
that
shot
we are...
Whichever way, yes.
No. I'm sorry. There's no approach to the fortress or the area around it that doesn't get you shot at.
Right. That's what I'm making sure Brandis understands, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I figure I'm just
let's
more
try to not get shot at by Gith or elves. Yay!
Concentrating on just trying to get through the ships without, avoiding getting as close as we can.
Sounds good to me.
And just get to the shore and then we'll figure out what to do from there. Probably run into the trees before we get blasted.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Fight the other ships.
We could. Yeah. I think our strength may be better suited to trying to take out this, or the turning the tide of the sieging force. But yeah.
All right.
So heading on.
Okay. Why doesn't everybody roll me initiative?
Oh boy.
Skill challenge. Skill challenge.
Because initiative is garbage.
Because we just had a combat.
And I spent an action point.
I didn't.
I didn't either. Because I knew this would happen.
Now might be the time. Assuming that the opportunity presents itself. Did everybody roll?
God, this feat, man. Roll 2d20. I roll a 2 and a 1. That's value.
Still rolled less than you.
Yeah,
nice.
I also rolled a 2 and still rolled less than you.
Yeah, well,
Suck.
There's actually I was looking through some stuff today, and there are some like ludicrous initiative feats. There's an initiative feat that you can just take, I think, at Paragon level, and it just gives you a +8 to initiative, and it has like no prerequisites. So, if you're ever worried about your initiative being too low, I guess that's an option.
And when can we retrain to that again?
I'm not worried enough about it to waste a feat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the issue.
Not like, and certainly not an epic feat. Like I have quick draw.
You can always retrain a lower level feat.
Let's see, what feats do I have?
You can also retrain lower level feat to epic feats for them.
That's true. All right. So Orem,
31.
Randus,
21.
Sakar.
No, 19.
Oh no.
19.
That might actually work out pretty
Little Sparkle.
22.
And Cat.
25.
Wow.
Nice
I know,
little
right?
non-magical buffer between Cat and Sakar and Little Sparkle for me. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that is good.
This is actually a pretty solid breakdown.
Also, all the Dexy guys are separated, so that's helpful too.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's go into that first round. Randus kicks it into gear, and you guys are off towards the shore. Immediately, all other Gith ships become aware of you and start blasting you with brain lasers.
Yeah.
Crap.
Orem.
So, question: what are these ships made of?
These ships are made of a strange reed-like material. They appear to be woven more than necessarily built. Now that you're in one, you can see that there's also a lot of like crystal-based sort of inlays and arrays on the inside seams of them.
Okay. Well, I will, as we're flying by these guys and giving them the double finger, I will use my magics to throw off lightning bolts and things that are flammable to try to catch any of the boats on fire as we pass them.
Okay.
Nice.
Sounds like an Arcana check.
Fail.
Oh no!
That is a botch.
I will roll that again.
Using an
With
action point.
With my action point.
Okay.
44.
Better.
And actually, is this the one that 19 gives me a nat 20? But I guess it doesn't matter. It's a win anyway, so.
No, that is only on attacks.
All right. Well, it's 44.
Okay. 44 is a success. Yep, you guys, Orm lays down some cover fire.
Pew, 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 pew.
It takes us to Ket.
I'm going to use insight to determine where they're going to be firing at us and guide Randus through the best route.
Sounds good.
Ooh, does a 33 get me there?
Oh no!
A 33 does not get you there.
No.
I'll re-roll that.
Okay.
God, how about a 35?
Oh, no.
A 35 still does not.
Great.
It's not a strong start, guys.
No, it's not.
Any other re-rolls there for Ket?
Probably not.
Okay.
I re-roll other people's rolls.
Okay. Yeah, so Ket works out the best route for Randus to go, at which point it becomes clear that as you approach some of these ships, they have strong enough telepaths to figure out where you're going and will try to cut you off. So that takes us to Little Sparkle.
So I don't know if any of these skills will translate since I'm on a boat, but like I previously, have used stealth or streetwise to be like almost like evasive maneuvers, or for that matter, acrobatics. I don't know if any of those could be provided to offer advice from, navigating between them.
Probably not. Definitely not stealth or streetwise. I think you're down to either you can use acrobatics
Boarding actions.
To try and
Like
either attack the other ships, or potentially just to like flip to the opposite side of the boat from where you're turning and just like pull it,
Sure.
try to use like basically windsurf it around.
Yeah, I'll do that. So she'll like basically bop around the boat and try to like make manual turns with it to help the evasion of the psychic blasts with an acrobatics check.
Because Randus can't really so much steer it very well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Give me an acrobatics roll.
Ugh. All right. Well, I rolled a 4, so that's going to fail. I will use always a natural to re-roll that.
Oh, pity.
Nice.
Encounter power.
I feel like I want to
For a 43.
That's better.
multi-class
43
a
will do
rogue just so I could get that power.
I know, right? It's so good. But you have to take in the jack of all trades Paragon path to get it.
Yeah,
So
you'd have
you
to move off the Paragon path as well. Yeah. All right. Yep. Little Sparkle does a good job of basically flipping back and forth. If you need to turn left, she jumps to the right and pulls, or jumps to the left and pulls, and so on and so forth. It takes us to Randus.
Well, I'm thinking with Ket's directions, maybe we got to a point where there's like 2 enemy ships like closing in to cut us off in front.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if perhaps I can try to use my Arcana knowledge to basically, with Little Sparkle helping us turn, just kind of to kill the engines and then power them on full blast just to drift right between them and just kind of drift and skid and just barely make it before they close up.
Oh, sure. Like throw off their timing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Ooh,
All
Tokyo
right.
Drift.
43.
43 will be a success.
Excellent.
It's gonna take us to Sakar. So you guys, basically you have two ships converging on you.
Okay.
And but Randus gets you clear.
Throw something heavy.
3 questions.
Okay.
What's a Gith look like?
Oh yeah. So Gith are humanoids. They have yellow, warty skin. They don't really have noses. They just kind of have nostrils. And their hair is like splotchy. They have pointy ears, and their teeth are mostly fangs. Their eyes are like red and bloodshot. These ones have like are kind of dressed like scurvy pirates.
Yar.
Yar.
Okay. Question the second.
Mm-hmm.
They can see us, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. They're really now splitting their focus between catching you guys and continuing to assault the fort.
Okay. Now, we've spoken previously about my guardian forms, and you had said, I believe, at one point that in most of my guardian forms, I am larger than normal.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So, like a 7.5-foot Sakar on fire at this moment, right?
Well, that would have technically ended at the end of the last encounter, but I'd be willing to allow him to have remained in that for narrative purposes, as long as there's no
there's no bonuses
no
involved.
actual mechanical bonuses involved. Yeah. So I'm okay with that.
All right. So I'm going to leap up to the front of the ship, and I'm going to engulf myself in as much flame as I can possibly generate, and I'm going to scream in the most horrifying voice possible so they can see and hear me. I am the god of hellfire! And attempt to intimidate them into crashing their ships or running away.
Okay.
And I'm going to do that with a 36. Crap cakes.
36 will get you there.
Oh! Really? I think 36.
Nice.
Poor.
Yep. So.
And I bring you fire!
Yep. Sakar immigrant songs you through another line of attackers.
How dare you, sir?
All right. So we are at the top of the second round, and now a wrinkle.
Uh-oh.
Oh, crap.
Oh, no.
Crap.
There's a Stab'ems.
Yep. So talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, no.
And then you guys decide whether to call 1 or 2 on a D2.
Oh, no.
Heads or tails?
Heads or tails? Heads or tails?
Always go with the 2.
1.
All right,
I say Matthew picks.
What's that?
I say Matthew picks.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, 2.
All right. Everybody okay with going with 2?
I'm fine with 2.
Sure.
Okay.
I threw rock, by the way.
Oh,
crap.
All right. That is a 1. So
that means the
Stab'ems
universe got a botch.
Yep.
Oh, crap.
Stab'ems doesn't really know what to do or how to help, so he takes something off your ship and throws it at another ship. That thing he took off is basically the thing that powered. These things are kind of on like pontoons. So it's the thing that powered, we'll say, your starboard pontoon. So not only does it lose power, but the thrust from the other one essentially lifts your ship so that now it's like kind of, it's like off the sea and everything's canted and you guys kind of go into a hard spin.
Great.
Oh, boy.
And then it's Orm's turn.
So remember the last time we were there on Rutile Island before we headed off to here?
Mm-hmm.
And I said I was wandering around in that library section.
Yeah.
I think I remember finding a map of this island and know of a cove that we could take this kind of wide arc that we're going on right now and maybe get closer to the island and away from these Gith ships using history.
Sure.
All right.
Yay!
43.
43 will do it. Orem is pretty sure that if you don't get blasted, then actually this is a very good heading to be on. So now all you have to do is not get blasted to heck. Ket?
I'm going to use my power speak with spirits to get a +2 to this next one.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my Arcana to basically blast the chips that are in our way.
And that's pretty straightforward. Sounds good to me.
Yay, for a 42.
A 42 will do it.
Yes.
Which is going to take us to Little Sparkle.
Can I attempt to use thievery to like jury rig something to make up for the piece that got thrown overboard?
Absolutely.
Sweet. I will do that. Nat 20 for a 45.
Whoa.
Wow, nice.
Yowza.
Yay, we succeed.
Woo!
That's like a double, right?
No.
Oh.
No,
Should be.
but Brian has a thing that lets him auto-succeed at an endurance check, and he can use an endurance check to hold the ship on course.
That's
there we
what
go.
I was thinking. That
There you
basically
go.
I have to try to pull it up now out of a nosedive and strain and try to just keep it pointed and not dying position before we crash.
I don't know.
No,
That seems
not
more like
dying
athletics
position.
to me.
That seems more like a what?
Like
Athletics.
athletics to me if you're
Does
going to
it?
force it.
Hey, Brian,
How about yes?
if it's pulling to the right and you have the rudder, you have to force it against the left, and you have to keep holding and keep holding and keep holding to keep the
that's what he
ship going
does.
straight.
Even though you're getting really tired.
And you're getting more and more tired, but you got to keep holding it.
How about that?
That still sounds like athletics to me.
Okay. How about while I'm trying to keep the ship on course, I'm being assailed by these psychic assaults, and I gotta withstand these assaults in order to, again, keep us pointed the right direction
All right, I'll allow it.
with fortitude.
You have to replace the missing
All right.
piece in the ship with your
Then-
face.
I will
And
activate the daily power of my belt of endurance and make that a natural 20.
Okay. That will succeed you, and you guys make it to the shore. And basically the ship skids onto the beach and finishes its falling apart once you guys are on the beach.
Woohoo!
picturing the Bluesmobile.
Yeah, pretty
right.
much.
You can walk away from.
Starting to see a pattern forming with our boat driving skills.
Yeah, they are dubious at best.
We're great on the ocean. We just can't get off it.
All right, so we're on the land now.
Pry my metal fingers from the steering column.
This is a jungle. This is a jungle island, right?
It's like a
Thick forest or something.
it's like a forest. It's like a temperate forest.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So I would suggest we all get away from the shore and get into the forest area and work our way to the other side of the fort.
Do we want to secure the buoy away from the shore so it doesn't get nuked from orbit?
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Does that seem feasible?
Well, it's a hovercraft.
That's true.
Not with any sort of alacrity.
I think we just avoid forget that for now and just run.
Yeah, you guys. Kinda
I'll
have to
throw
do
up
that
a
and
quick
hope for the
illusion.
best.
I'll throw up a quick illusion to make it look like the ship and everything blew up in a
There you
big
go.
giant
Okay.
fireball.
Hopefully they won't expect it too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really a 2D flat plane just mapped onto a 3D space. And if you look at it from the wrong angle, it just disappears.
And the explosion is like a MIDI, like
Yeah, and the transfer mode was using overlay instead of screen, like you're or add like you're supposed to, and
You can hear the gift saying, "Someone set up us the bomb."
all right. So
I think
you guys run for the forest.
Yes.
Okay. You guys make it to the tree line as the Gith renew their attacks. There's a big explosion behind you, which only Orem knows was not the explosion that he rigged.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So you guys make it to the tree line, and then maybe whoever's up ahead of you takes about 5 steps into the tree line, at which point you meet a line of archers, we'll say about a dozen, that just have, like, basically you get past a branch that is blocking your view, and you find that you are about 15 feet away from a firing squad.
Whoa.
Yeah. Little Sparkle puts her hands up, says, we're here to help.
I'll get him.
No.
Stab him.
No.
I stand in front of Stabs.
Yeah, the elves don't immediately fire on you.
Good.
So these elves, they're armed with bows. A lot of them also have swords at their sides. Men and women. They have dark skin, black hair, differently colored eyes between them. So some green eyes, some like black eyes. Say what?
Some black and green eyes.
Yep.
Depending on which way you look at them.
No. These are very straightforward.
These are elves, not Eladrin.
Yeah. You do feel a clear tension in the area because elves are very intense, but also because they're pointing weapons at you. And from up in a tree, you hear a voice that it's a deep, resonant voice, male, and it says, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
Sparkle will say in Elven. Is he speaking in Common or Elven?
In Common.
Well, so I guess I'll answer in Common. We are emissaries of Arathis. We heard that you were under attack by the Gith who have allied themselves with Asmodeus, and we came to help.
The tree itself begins to move, and out of the top foliage of it, as like basically one of the branches lowers this person down and sets him down. It's another elf. His skin is maybe a little warmer in tone. He's got green eyes, black hair, and he has a bow and a quiver of arrows. And he's wearing kind of these like big like jumpers type pants, but his armor is a little strange. It does seem to dip down below the line of his pants, but it only goes up to below his chest. So and it's like a leather. It's like a leather tube, basically. So it very, very much looks like this guy's wearing a corset without like the bustier. At the center of his chest is a tattoo of a flower, very stylized. So it's just kind of like a 5-pointed, like blooming flower image. And out of it are these twisting vine tattoos that come out of it to the sides over his shoulders, and then the vines and thorns wrap around his arms. And as he moves towards you, you realize that the tattoos are moving.
Nifty.
Sweet.
Who is up front?
Well, I've been talking, so I would say I'm at least close to the front.
Okay. He'll walk right up to little Sparkle and says, Arathis sent you?
Not directly, but we are emissaries of her.
Well, from what I saw, you really disturbed those Gith, so I suppose we owe you the benefit of the doubt as far as that.
Thank you. Yes, we've fought them before. They are no friends of ours.
He motions with his hand and says, "Follow me." And the archers all put down their weapons and kind of flank you guys. Not in a too threatening manner, but they're like,
they're all business.
Like their guard. Yeah, their guard is up. Yeah. They're not.
If they needed to be threatening, they could.
Right.
Well, we will follow along.
Yeah.
He leads you to a camp that's a little bit up a ways. So this island, as you approach, it was you made a very fast approach to it, but it is covered in forests, and it is very, very mountainous. So you saw like several mountains as you came up, and they're all just like completely covered in foliage. So you guys go up a hill a ways and get to what appears to be a camp. This appears to be a semi-permanent camp. There are like actual wooden structures and a lookout tower. And this elf motions for you to sit. There's a couple of other elves there, and they have a fire going. So he motions for you to sit by the fire.
Sit down.
And he'll sit down as well. Everybody seems pretty tense about stabums.
That is reasonable.
So he'll sit and says, "My name is Lirelon. Who do I have the pleasure of dealing with?"
You can call me Little Sparkle. She gestures to this is Sakara Blea, Randos Duthane, Ket Hazard, and Orm Rivendorn.
Hello.
He says, "And you have a wizard with you?"
Yes. She
Hi.
gestures at Orm.
Please dismiss your creature. He is making my camp uneasy.
He's actually an employee. Randus, can you do something with him to send him away for a while and be good?
Yeah. Can he just stay outside the camp, or how far do you need?
So you don't have the ability to simply send him back to his plane?
No, he's not a summon.
I see. Well, in that case, no. I want him to be where I can see him.
Okay. Certainly. Just wherever you need him to be. Not a problem.
Just over there is fine.
Okay. Stabums, could you stand over there for now?
Yep. Stabums just like takes a few steps and stands over there.
Thank you.
So, why are you here?
The Gith are our enemies, and Arathis has tasked us in looking for allies in the signing of the new treaty amongst the gods, which is why the Gith are our enemies, Asmodeus is opposing her and has brought this Gith horde to serve him. We assume that is why they are attacking you, is that they do not believe your god will side with their forces. And we figured any enemy of Asmodeus is an ally of ours, and foiling his plans would be a benefit to both of us.
I see. Well, it does make sense. So you are hoping to speak to Great Tiger?
Indeed.
Well, I certainly appreciate your help. You took their number down and seem to have at least crippled one other ship. So that was certainly very helpful. If you want, early tomorrow, I can, or maybe in a couple hours, I can take you to see Great Tiger.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Let's head back to the fort.
Thank you.
And he stands up, and some of his little contingent comes with you guys, and some of them stay at the camp.
Okay, then follow me, Stabums.
And Stabums will follow you.
All right,
So you
follow them.
guys will like trek through the forest, but the path seems kind of it actually seems very circuitous. Like you go north for a while and then make like a sharp like southern or like a sharp like southeastern turn and then head west for a little bit. And it seems to be more than just terrain. Obviously, every once in a while you will hit terrain that prevents you from continuing to move forwards, but it does seem to kind of go back and forth, maybe a little bit more than it should.
Does it seem like they're trying to purposely get us lost?
No.
Okay.
Well, although, why don't you go ahead and give me an insight check?
Sure. 24, not very good.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty sure that they're not like purposefully trying to get you lost, but you can't really tell from their expressions or manners why this is going the way that it is.
Sure. No. Unless they like are all seem to be trying to be very quiet, she'll as we're walking say, your tattoos are beautiful. How did you come by them?
Oh, they are a symbol of my duty and rank.
What is that?
I am a Twilight Guardian. We are the champions of elf kind.
Oh, we know a Twilight Guardian.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
Well, then I am that's much more happy to know you. Twilight Guardians are not common, so meeting someone who has met two is quite something.
Cool.
I didn't meet the Twilight Guardian, they did, but I was good friends with an elf who was effectively an honorary one.
Oh, yes?
Both, yes. I knew him by Prince Flowers, and he unfortunately died in service to his values.
It does sound unfortunate. We live in dangerous times. Now more so than ever before. There is a sense in the air like things are falling apart, not in the way that people say about societies and mores, but rather perhaps that things themselves, the cohesion between things are falling apart.
Well,
Yes, that's part of why we're here, is to prevent time itself from breaking.
Then I appreciate you even more.
So, how's the effort going here?
It's challenging because of the particulars of our attackers. They are highly mobile. They're when our arrows hit their ships, it does very little. We would actually be much better equipped if they actually came to the land. But then it would be much harder for us to keep track of them.
How long have you been under siege?
I've only been here for a couple of days. I think
you answered the call.
Yes. I think they have been here for at least a week.
Do you know why they are attacking?
No. We made an attempt at parley, which was answered with violence, so we have not tried again.
Had you received any? Well, I suppose you are new. Do you know if the Citadel or had received any emissaries before the invasion began?
No, not that I know of. Everybody seems to be the native inhabitants of this island. Furthermore, this is really the only place that, say, an envoy could have docked in and survived. The rest of the island is quite deadly.
As would be expected from the home of Great Tiger.
Indeed. That's part of the reason why we are going around this way. Between the serpents and the jaguar lizards, it's actually very slow going. That is why you must not leave until I am able to take you to Great Tiger.
What can you tell us of Great Tiger?
Great Tiger is a god, and thus I assume is probably very fickle in particular ways. When you speak to him, I would advise that you do not lie to him or conceal anything from him, because he can see directly into your soul.
Oh.
And suss out the truth.
Oh, okay. I look at Ket.
Perhaps that is why Asmodeus's forces have chosen to attack him.
That is possible. If he cannot be fooled by traditional means, it seems that Asmodeus would hold less sway over him. Perhaps other gods can be tricked to joining Asmodeus, but it seems unlikely that Great Tiger would do that willingly. Other than that, he appreciates the elven band that makes her that lives here in the island, but he does not take any measures to protect them. He feels that anything that cannot fight on its own does not deserve to hold on to its life.
How long have the elves lived here?
As far as I can tell, this band has been here for as long as the island has been here. They are different than other elves I've encountered. They have been... elves tend to isolate themselves, but this group, perhaps even more so. Their customs are a little different. Their language is a little different. And it's hard to tell because the forest blocks the sun in a myriad ways, but their skin is actually green, which is very rare for elves.
Is that something to do with them being native to the, or having lived in the Astral Sea for a long time, or?
If I was to guess, it's either some property having to do with the island or simply the fact that they have been isolated from other elven populations for a long time, and it's just something that has developed. Just like some elven bands will have freckles. Some elven bands will have webbed hands and feet. It's just the sort of thing that develops after maybe a few thousand years of new elves being born and no contact with other bands.
I suppose that makes some degree of sense. There seems to be a very wide variety among many species. I've met many Kenku that look very little like me, except for that we have beaks and feathers.
That is a good example. Humans vary pretty widely, but they tend to have similar characteristics. Still, sometimes it's difficult to believe that two humans are part of the same species, since they can be very short or very fat or very tall or thin.
Not to mention the extreme differences they seem to get in their cultural practices. Speaking of, is there anything we should be aware of? Taboos or social cues for these elves?
I think that certainly showing up with a slod will set the tone. So they're probably not going to approach you. And I suggest that you don't approach them unless you really need something.
Very well.
They have not really had any non-elven visitors in quite a long time. So they are maybe a little on the xenophobic side.
Oh.
Understandable. And slaughter, oddities. We've only actually met this one at a Gamma's, the Toad's Boardwalk, Gamma's Kingdom?
I'm not familiar with it.
Have you encountered Slod elsewhere?
Yes. The only time I had ever encountered Slod was as summoned thralls of wizards. That's why I assumed that one of you had summoned it. So that is my only experience with them.
Yes, well, we have him as hired muscle, which we thought would be useful given the number of ships we heard were assaulting your keep.
Yes. Well, if it is your choice to have them, we do appreciate your help and will respect your decision, but do keep an eye on them.
Of course.
Glance over at him.
Say what?
Glance at Stabums. Make sure it's not.
Oh, yeah.
anything.
Stabums doesn't really seem to mind the conversation.
Okay.
He, Stabums is the one who was like, well, you better hurry up and get me a job.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty aware of what Slaughter like.
Fair enough. Might be a while.
So, maybe a while what?
I don't know. Is there anything we can maybe do to help situation here in the meantime? Or
can we build some giant catapults that fling fire and brimstone onto those ships out there? Can you maybe construct a giant death ray that we could turn on those guys around us?
That might take a bit longer project.
Oh, come on. We can hammer out a giant shiny metal disc and collect the sun rays and burn those ships as they try to approach.
Maybe.
We set up a branch of Dutane Industries here on the island.
At least a trebuchet would be might be useful.
Trebuchet is probably something that we have the resources for. There's not much metal being mined in this island, so
it could be difficult.
We probably ought to send a message to Sarsa, let her know that we're on the island and we've made contact, but to keep her distance for now. I mean, I can do that without a problem.
That seems like a decent idea.
Yeah. So I will spend 800 gold. I don't have to make an Arcana check. It just goes to her.
Okay.
And it says, Sarsa?
Wait, why are we spending 800?
Well, she's pretty close.
Yeah. We can do that if you want, but
just do the easy one.
All right.
The lowest roll should get there as long as you don't roll a 1.
All right. That would be that'd be a Randus thing then.
Oh, you don't just have sending?
I don't have sending. I just have far sending.
Oh.
All right. I will do that. I'll spend 50.
Okay.
And I'll help.
I helped.
Don't worry about helping.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got the Ion Stone. He'll roll a 3 and get like a 67.
Actually, he has to roll a 4 for a 67.
So, let's see. Made contact. Getting audience. Let's see.
I would tell her to move away. Keep far distance away from these Gith.
Keep distance. We'll contact when need pickup.
Yep.
Contact.
We can mention that we're going to go see Great Tiger tomorrow.
So I'll send her a message. We made contact and getting an audience with Great Tiger tomorrow. We will contact again when pickup is needed. Keep distance until then.
Standard message sending rates may apply.
Oh, no. I rolled a nat 1.
Well,
spend another 50.
Spend another 50 and roll it again.
Oh, seriously?
What? No, you can't roll 2 in a row
Brian.
like that.
Thank you, Brian.
Brian! At least it's just when 15 minutes and 50 gold is at stake as opposed to this happening during the skill challenge.
Hey, it's just like the good old days have returned.
I'm
man.
gonna call it good here. Randus has really generated way too much feedback to get a good sending anytime for the rest of the day.
So she gets a lot of mental static.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But it's in short bursts that form a code that convey the message to her.
I mean, it was a botch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 botches.
It was 2 botches in a row. I think you guys should call it...
Yep, exactly. If the third one is, we just send that sending to Asmodeus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Rodrigo, have we made it to the camp, to the fort?
You do. You arrive at the fort.
Well, that might be a good place for us to call it quits. On 2 botched rolls.
A
critical hit.
At least it wasn't during the skill challenge.
That's true.
That's true. We got through the skills challenge, then it botched.
We will give you that. So yes, it's just like one of Matthew's old cars, where it rolls right up to the destination, and then it dies and never starts again.
But you got there.
Yes, that's the main. That's what really counts. You know what else really counts? Your support, dear listeners. And you can help support Critical Hit and keep this show going far into the future as we get closer to episode 500. We are now, 13 episodes away from episode 500? Oh my gosh. Listeners, head over to patreon.com/major spoilers. Kick in a few bucks a month. Get some extra stuff in return. Maybe you'll get to hear Critical Hit a week early, or maybe a couple of weeks early, depending on what goal level we are at. And of course, we certainly do appreciate all of the support that our listeners are able to provide for us. And for all of you who are able to provide, and even for those of you who are not, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2019 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.